Hello and welcome. We are headed into another big week here for the wonderful lineup here of WEF Weekly. We're going to be discussing lots off from last week, of course, with the Modon 5-Star Grand Prix and with the World Cup Dressage as well, all to be interviewed and looked into as well. We give you the full analysis and we give you a preview as well of this week's Nations Cup here from Wellington. Welcome to WEF Weekly, presented by LeMieux as well. Worn by the best, LeMieux leads the way in saddle pad innovation, comfort, performance and style. Trusted by top riders worldwide. You can head to their website, lemieux.com. Worn by the best. And this week is Nations Cup Week, brought to you by Florida Coast Equipment. Understanding the equestrian way of life and everything you introduce into that life should be uniquely created to perform within it. So they created Kubota's Winner's Circle tractor package as well, designed exclusively for riders who expect uncompromising power, precision and performance, because every seasoned equestrian knows it has to be a Kubota. And our thanks to Dodd Technologies as well, our streaming partner here throughout the season, engineering extraordinary experiences since 1983. Discover how to elevate your sports, entertainment and corporate events at doddtechnologies.com. And also bring us our streaming each week, our live stream supported by the USEF, a supporting sponsor of our live stream in part with support from the US Equestrian Federation and the USEF network as well. A fantastic week last week that took us into the next of our 5-star Grand Prix with the Modon Grand Prix, bringing loads of excitement to the stadium once again on a spectacular Saturday night. And also added to that last week, Dressage as well with the World Cup qualifier, one of 4 World Cup qualifiers taking place at the Dressage Stadium as well. So a little glance of what that looked like. Again, it was an exciting night, stands packed, crowds pouring in, and throughout the night it brought the entertainment and of course top line sport that we expect here in Wellington every single time. We'll be taking you through the analysis of that Modon Grand Prix, our second 5-star of the season. We have another which is 2 weeks away as well, and of course culminating at the end of the season in the Rolex US Equestrian Open Grand Prix as well. Wonderful night under the lights once again, and it brought out the very, very best. But more of that to come in just a few moments' time. Before all of that, we will be also giving you a little rundown of what happened in all of the rings here at Wellington International. Well, not every single class, but a little bit of the highlights here. And Lindsay Brock has been out and giving us the rundown on what happened last week here at WEF.
Thank you, Stephen. Alongside 5-star action during WEF 7, the Buckeye Nutrition CSI 2-star saw U.S. athletes gearing up for Nations Cup appearances this week. Carl Cook topped the qualifier on Friday with his Paris Olympic mount Caracol de la Roque, and Marilyn Little closed out the week with a win aboard the 8-year-old Nerado. Both Cook and Little have been tapped to represent the U.S. in this week's FEI Nations Cup squad. Hunters took to the grass field during WEF 7 with 2 USHJ National Hunter Derbies presented by NetJets. Tiffany Morrissey aboard Culligan won among professionals, and Clara Burnham riding Harmony SIH took the win in the Junior Amateur Derby. Accompanying World Cup qualifying dressage last week, Jordan LaPlaca and Gold Play topped the podium twice in CDI 3-star action presented by Dudacorp. Jordan and Gold Play won the Grand Prix and then broke 70% to win the special. When I spoke to Jordan after the wins, he said that he believes this is just the beginning of what this horse can do. For Wellington International, I'm Lindsay Brock. Back to you, Stephen.
Thank you, Lindsay. Yes, we're going to touch on a little bit of dressage in a few moments' time as well. But before all of that, I'm going to introduce my guests for the day. An amazing lineup for our Nations Cup week. I'm delighted to say Canadian team rider Nikki Walker. Nikki, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Looking forward to your week.
Very much so.
Excellent. And in one great premonition, our Grand Prix winner, Mclain Ward. Delighted to see you, Mclain.
Great to be here.
Quite the Saturday night last night.
It was a good win that our team needed, and very proud.
Now you're on the team this week as well.
I am, yes.
Yep. So you're going to be put in harness again, and off.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to that. And Jessica Kurten, who I've been lucky enough to work with many times in commentary, but now the Irish team manager as well. How are you feeling about it, Jess?
Really looking forward to it. Slightly unfortunate Mclain's also riding, but very much looking forward to great competition. We've got 8 teams here, which is super. It's going to be under the lights, and for my first visit now to Florida, it really has been exciting watching all the competitions under the lights, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Excellent. Mclain, have you been giving her any tips ready for her first time managing the team here for the Irish?
I think she can handle those voices.
We'll talk teams again in just a few moments' time. Let's just remind you of last Friday, because the stars were out in force last week, because Isabelle Wert was with us as well, the most decorated of equestrian athletes as well. Such a long list of Olympic golds, World Championships, European Championships. We're delighted to have her here in Wellington as well as part of the World Cup there with special blends. A fantastic test from her. Little steady early on with the walk, but picked things up, fought on through like the true champion she is, and came out as our World Cup winner last week. And it was absolutely sold out. Stacked to the rafters, you couldn't get a ticket. And Lady A was playing afterwards as well, a fantastic concert there as well. But certainly hitting the high notes, Isabelle Wert last week for Germany, and we wish her the best and look forward to seeing her again here sometime in the future here in Wellington. But let's just go back to Saturday night and talk that. The Modon Grand Prix, our 5-star Grand Prix. Let's take a look at our top 3 in reverse order as that played out. Jess, I'm going to come to you first because it's an Irish rider, Shane Sweetnam. And James Can-Cruz finishing in 3rd. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was a great round from Shane. I think he would say himself, he really wanted to try and get the 7 across to the water tray, didn't get it, so he had to steady on the 8. Here he took a real flyer and got away with it, but it was, in the end, it wasn't probably the jump off that he absolutely wanted.
Nikki, you were watching closely.
Yes.
Mark Blumen and Landon, this is becoming quite the pairing.
Such a great pairing. You know, they're both so experienced, the horse and the rider, and that 8 that we're seeing that they did done last line. Almost thought they were going to catch Mclain, maybe had him sweating a little bit, but just didn't quite make it.
Well, he was first to go in that jump off. We got a little of Mclain's round. I'm going to come to Jess for this first because we're going to look in depth. Jess, you watched this closely, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Mclain was first to go, and I mean, Shane had such a super round afterwards, but this was just foot perfect. You know, he really had everything exactly right. Had a stride more to number 2, and also a stride more than I think Mclain you would have really wanted to the last, but it's very difficult going first, and when you measure that walking the course, that was a long way to go down there on 8 strides.
Well, let's get Mclain's view on it. You've got Lemon joining you here as well, by the way, Jess, so you've got your companion for the day as well. You might not be getting on the horse this week, but you've got one to take with you as a team mascot, although in red, so maybe Canada. Mclain, let's take a look at your round in full with High Star Hero. And let you talk this through on how you saw it, because obviously you were first to go from what Jess said there.
Yeah,
so you were going to lay it down.
It wasn't a bad position to be in, actually. I kind of could ride my plan and let the rest chase me, which ended up working out well. I wanted to do 1 less 1 to 2, but he has a tiny bit of a right cut, and I was afraid to have the first jump down, so I was a bit conservative. I thought rolling back on the double, he was brilliant. I thought he was quite quick here. You know, the last line walked up in 9, and obviously it's just a testament to the athletes the horses are today that they were getting 8. But again, slight rate drift here. I thought he was going to go more to the right over that oxer, and I just never set on the 8. And when I came out of the ring, as Jess said, I was thinking, maybe that's left enough room, but you know, it was inches, and we'll take it.
One of your big challenges again was Richie Vogel. He did get a very fast time, but had a fence down.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on how things have changed here in terms of the speed in the Grand Prix and the competition? In
that position with Richie, I'm pretty well aware that he's not going to lose on the time. You know, he will go for it, and normally when he's coming behind you, you're going to catch it. You know, you hope that maybe there's a little air. If you go later than him in the jump off, you know, sometimes the roles can be reversed, but it's a challenge. I called him Sunday morning, and you know, we're obviously very close. And I gave him a compliment. I said, particularly with him in United Touch, he's, in my opinion, really changed the speed of the sport over the last few years. He was willing to take the risks and had the ability to do it. And the horse was such an athlete that he started making it normal certain leave-outs and rollbacks that the best in the sport had to keep up with. And so a round like mine, which I honestly think 3 or 4 years ago would have won by a couple of seconds, now you're seeing just nips out a win and could have easily been beaten.
Jess, you've been a top 10 rider yourself. You've seen it evolve. You've been here in Wellington for the first time. What's been your take?
My take is great. I really like the Saturday night competitions, like I've said here. Great Grand Prix. All competitions that are in the stadium are really super, and I've really enjoyed it. And it's like Mclain said, the sport is continuously evolving, and it evolves with the top riders of that moment. They want to win. So if somebody's coming out and beating them, they up their game. And it's exactly what you've said, and it's wonderful to watch how the riders now allow the horses to be so athletic. You know, it's not that the rider is dominating the horses, they are allowing the horses to use their ability, these short turn-ups, he's taking a stride out. It's wonderful to watch the ability of the riders, but also the ability of the horses. It's exciting sport.
Nikki, Mark Blumen was a good example there of what's developing as a partnership, but I mean, his ride down to the final few fences, I mean, was a lot of trust.
Yes, a lot of trust. As a spectator that was watching, everyone was on the edge of their seat, and it was a really thrilling jump off to watch. Everyone was going so fast, but just couldn't quite catch Mclain.
Well, you're all going to be taking centre stage this week. Mclain and Nikki, I'll talk to you more in depth on this, but this is going to be a different competition because we're down to jumping clears, Mclain. This is a very different prospect.
Absolutely, Nations Cup format, team jumping, traditional format with a drop score. I think we have some proven combinations competing this week here in Wellington. Even though it's a 4-star, it's a very high level Nations Cup, and some new emerging horses and riders to see if they can, you know, make their mark and potentially build towards the World Championships later in the year.
Well, we're looking forward to all of that. Before we head to that, we actually caught up with course designer Anthony D'Ambrosio, who's the course designer last week for the Meudon Grand Prix, and got his thoughts on how his design he thought played out, what he laid out, and how it all came together. So have a little look at this.
From my perspective, I think that it was a very entertaining class. I think we had some of the best riders in the world prove why they're some of the best riders in the world, and I think that the riders did a fantastic job and made really a wonderful event out of it. Tonight's course was a CSI 5-star event, which also happened to be an MER, which means that riders who were competing tonight, if they went with a 4 faults or less, could qualify themselves with a certificate of capability to go to the World Championships or to the Olympics, whatever major championship would be coming up that year. I thought that it rode according to plan for most people. It was, I think, very straightforward. It was a big course. I think that it was a well-rounded test. I was not surprised by the way it rode. I expected things to be fairly conventional. I didn't really think I'd see a steady 6 to the triple combination. I didn't believe that it was necessary, like Zoe's 6, but I thought she really toughed it out and rode beautifully out of she got into a tough spot and fought her way out of it. The verticals, I mean, they're always a concern, 2 verticals off of 2 strides, that it could get a little bit too steady, but the distance was fairly comfortable, I believe, at 1160. It was a good test in terms of height, more than asking them to really throttle down. 1 to 2, 36 meters, I expected a nice forward 8, just exactly what Richie's doing. Just get up there, save a little time. A very daring turn to this wall. 7 strides I expected it to be fluid, and it was. This, I expected to see more 5s, but decided to put 1 in, and I thought I'd see that a couple of times, and he's certainly a rider who could do that easily. Now this, I thought, was a fairly straightforward 5. He ended up doing 6. He just landed and didn't like what he saw, changed his mind a little bit late, but pulled it off. Beautiful at the plank. This was a pretty wide oxer from a turn. He was daring there. Now the 1 stride here was a little bit forward, which made this 4 steadier, but it was not a problem for him. This horse obviously steadies so well. The Rolex a bit forward in 1 and a little bit of a push, and then the 6, I expected them to have to regroup a little bit and then come forward exactly the way it rode for him. I feel as though, from my point of view, I feel that I put a very appropriate test in front of them.
Well, there a little rundown of the Meudon Grand Prix, and just to link 2 of our guests up together. Nikki, your family as well running Santa Anita, which is going to be the venue for the LA 28 games as well. Exciting stuff ahead there.
We're very excited, yes.
Looking forward to that. And the winner of the World Cup there was Mclain and High Star Hero. We got a little bit of a clip from that as well. But fabulous to get out there, get out West Mclain and do that. And this set you up really nicely.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the event that Nikki and her family have put on there is spectacular. It's a special part of the world for me because I have family from there and I've always been drawn. And I think it's going to be the best Olympic venue, probably my last Olympics if I can make it. So I'm very excited about it. It was a phenomenal evening there. Great crowd. Obviously, you have the racetrack and the history of that there, but you know, horse people and a great community in LA coming out to support great sport.
And Nikki, because your family's very much involved in racing as well, racetracks around the world.
Yeah.
How did that feed into what you do now and your background?
Yeah, so I grew up on a farm that had a lot of racehorses and spent a lot of time at the racetrack, but I don't think my future was so bright as a jockey. So, you know, I love handling the horses myself and wanted to be a part of them where I can actually ride them, and naturally progressed into show jumping and just became addicted that way. So.
Absolutely. Jess, did you go a little bit? Your dad was a jockey, wasn't he?
Amateur jockey, yeah, he was a dentist, and he said he only became a dentist so he could pay for his horses.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, he was an amateur jockey, and yeah, my first jumping horse was actually a racehorse. I'll not say how it ended, but not that bad.
Quickly.
1 meter 40.
But Nikki, there's a lot of excitement about that, and obviously the next couple of years that's going to be a massive build-up for you guys as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. And I'm so proud of our team on the racing side that's become experts very quick in show jumping, and they're all so excited for it. So lots of work underway already and lots to do, but we're on a great track.
Excellent. And obviously World Championships this year for teams. Canada, obviously with a team to look forward to there. This is where the road starts really this week for many. Nikki, you're on the team this week. Who are you with and how are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good. I'm on the team with my horse Panther. We haven't shown him so much this season yet. We ended great last year. I'm so proud of his development. So I'm hoping that he's a bit fresh and can pick up where we left off last year.
Excellent. And tell me who's helping you along and all the things that go with this.
Yes, I train with Jerry Mullins and under Keane O'Connor's program for the past 12 years almost now. They're both so wise and such a fan of Nations Cups, and they always prioritize that. So we've been working towards this kind of all season and ready to get going.
And you've got Captain Canada, Ian Miller, heading up the team. Yeah. What advice does he give? What's it like on the squad there?
He has a high expectation, so double clears or nothing. No, he's great. So, so much wisdom, and he works with a lot of young riders at home too with the GRIT program he has through Ontario. So I spend a lot of time with him through that, and he just has so much wisdom, and he's seen everything, been everywhere, so we're really lucky to have him as our chef.
Excellent. You've got the Dumbledore of show jumping to give the advice there. Mclain's giving a little smile about Ian because he was a tough competitor and still is.
A brilliant competitor, and I always admire his positiveness. He always believed there was going to be a double clean and they were going to win every day, that's a great spirit to be led by.
And for you this week, you're on the team.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the US team.
So it's actually quite a strong team this year. This is a US Nations Cup, so it's important. Myself, I'm riding a new horse for me, Jordan Mulga. The horse has quite a bit of experience, but we don't have so much together. So we're going to get our feet wet at Nations Cup competition. He's a potential horse for the WEG later this year, or the World Championships later this year. And I'm excited. We've done a few evening classes up in Ocala, World Cups, and this is the next step on the road.
Ready to go. And in terms of teammates, you're looking forward. You've got Carl that you've jumped with plenty of times.
Absolutely, Carl and his wonderful mare, who obviously has been spectacular. Marilyn Little has a phenomenal horse with a lot of quality. A nice seasoned veteran in Cali now. I mean, she's been doing a ton of Nations Cups, and her horse has really performed very consistent over the last couple of seasons.
And Cali has your old teammates on the floor there as well, Beezy Madden and John down there.
Absolutely, some great guidance.
New role for you, Jessica. For those that followed your career, you were top 10 rider yourself, had won Grand Prix all over the world, European golds, World Cup wins, strings of that. You've decided to take on a new role as team manager now of Ireland. You were nicely settled into a career commentating. I think we've probably got a picture of you and I presenting somewhere. But how are you feeling about it? What made you do it?
Well, I think the training has, since I stopped riding, the training has been my #1 passion. And this was something that I could continue training.
There's you and I at European
well.
Championships. With
Yeah, that was nice.
I'm
We
not
had-
sure who the other guy is. I
Yeah, some tall German guys won a few medals.
Yeah, look at
But no, I think the exciting thing about this was to be able to take on such an important role and such an exciting role, and still be able to keep doing the training, because that's close to my heart. Unfortunately, the commentating has to go by the wayside, but I hope the voice will be there for a few years to come, and I can maybe come back to it at some point. But this is an exciting role for me to take on. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a very big year. It's a difficult year to take on a new role, I think,
Yeah.
especially in a country that's got so many horses and riders. And that's why we've decided here to take on a team, testing a few new horses, giving riders a chance. You know, we've won gold this year, and that's WEG, and everything else around that is going towards that. So it's the higher reason, and everything else that gets done before that is working towards that. And it's a little bit putting the puzzle together. A lot of fun to do it, a lot of fun working with the team members, a lot of different characters on the Irish team, so that's great fun as well. So yeah, I'm more than looking forward to it.
You're going to get them all in shape. In terms of being here in Wellington as well, this traditionally is a good battle between the Irish, the Americans and the Canadians as well. Canada 7 wins here, US 10 wins now, and Ireland 5 wins.
Oh dear.
I was going to say 15 probably. That's what it feels like.
It sounds like it's our turn.
But it sounds like but actually the last 3 years it has been Canada 2023, it was Ireland in 2024 and US in 2025. So there's probably another one, there's going to be somebody coming back in the rotation at this stage in the equation. But for you here, first time here, who are you looking at team-wise this week?
I'm going to bring Shane Sweetenham with Rural Jura, a very interesting younger horse from him. And Shane, of course, very important member of the team. Then I'm going to bring Cian O'Connor with an exciting young horse, Ulysses. Tom Watchman is coming in with his 1A horse, Do It Easy, wonderful horse, winner of the Grand Prix in London International Horse Show at the Christmas. And then I'm bringing in Jordan Coyle with his lovely Chacolino. And Jordan was injured in Calgary, a really bad injury in Calgary last year. So he's come back now with Chacolino in good form. I would say they're not yet on their highest level, but I think this is a super opportunity for them to come and get back into the ring and show what they can do.
And for you now, I mean, this is sort of starting point. It's going to come pretty thick and fast over the next few months with Nations Cups back over to Europe and into that whole Rolex series of them as well. You've got a lot of riders to then work through, haven't you?
Yeah, all I can say is it's very good because, I mean, we've got about 15 cups coming up in the summer. So I think we're going to need a very large field of riders that we can scoop in for. And we do have a lot of riders coming up in Ireland. We've some riders doing really well down on the Sunshine Tour, out in the Emirates. We had a good team in Abu Dhabi and in Sharjah. So we also have them at home in doing the World Cup season. Jessica Burke, for instance, qualified for the World Cup final, had a great campaign.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of up and coming combinations. So it's going to be very good to have the opportunity to have plenty of cups. And of course we have to manage our top combinations through that to try and have them in WEG in the best possible shape.
Mclain, how are you feeling about the season? Like you say, this is a starting point towards World Championships. And this is a good starting point because getting under the lights, getting there, get some atmosphere. I mean, Aachen is where the World Championships are going to be. I mean, that is its own animal, as you know. How are you feeling about it?
Well, you know, we obviously had a pretty public setback losing a wonderful horse, Imperial, who would probably have been our first choice. But I'm lucky to have some backups to him and great support with our owners. And Hira's been in brilliant form. And we're very excited about Jordan. This is a horse that has shown some spectacular moments already in his career. And we're going to try to, you know, aim both of these horses to the potential World Championships. And we'll see which one's in the best form and make our decision then if we get the opportunity.
Excellent. Nikki, Canada, how much are you going to win this ahead of the US this week?
Well, it sounds like it's due for us to win again based on what you
based on
described
that,
earlier,
the cycle comes back
so,
around.
yeah.
I mean, nobody's mentioned a Canadian-US rivalry in the last week at all.
We're not going to talk about that one.
Sure.
One thing.
Red, blue.
Yeah, exactly. How are you feeling about it in the team this week? Because you, again, Canada is really a developing team here.
Yes, developing team, and we obviously wouldn't have the depth quite that Ireland and America does, and probably less opportunities to jump Nations Cups. But that being said, we have a very tight-knit team. We all get along great. Some newer horses that are jumping. Kyle Tim's jumping a younger one that's exciting. Chris Pratt has had a great season so far with his horse and left it off the past couple weeks to leave it fresh. And Erin Ballard is a winner on any horse. She's so consistent and gets in the ring so often. So really looking forward to jumping with them. And yeah, I'm super excited for Saturday.
And you are genuinely building up a very strong team, aren't you? Kyle's had some really good results. You've been coming solidly out there. Erin has got a great string to pull from side of things. And Chris is having a renaissance right now,
Amazing,
having done
yeah.
so well in the Grand Prix here.
Yeah, so that's the goal, kind of build our team together, and we have a couple Nations Cups coming up, so looking forward to that.
Excellent. Yes, the second career comes at 56 for some.
Hey, we gotta keep going.
Mclain, Robert Ridland heads up your team as well. How is the season going to plan out? I'm guessing you're going to be heading to Europe, you're going to get to World Championships, looking and how that spreads out, because you've had such good success as the US squad. Does that become quite hard in that the expectation is there, or is that enjoyable in there that the expectation is there? Because I know you love a bit of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I always say it's what I imagine is my drug of choice, right? It's killing me, and I have to have it all at the same time. I've told my wife that a few times. But yeah, I mean, I think the United States has a very good system. We have some weaknesses for sure, but I think our system to get ready for the top championships of the world, and the results have proven that the system does work quite well. So, you know, we'll shortlist beginning of April. We have Nations Cups and some individual shows because of the schedule that are used as observations. And then the team will be named early enough so that people can really, you know, work backwards from the championships in that last 4 to 6 weeks and try to have their horses perking at the right moment. And that's something that's produced, for the most part, very good results for us. You know, like every country, you know, it cycles. You know, you need the best horses, matched for the best riders to truly win, and the sport is very difficult now at the top level, and there's a lot of competitors. So we need to do our job very well.
And the US team had a good run last year as well. I mean, you won Aachen, you won Rome. There was a string of wins. You had a home win. 2 home wins here as well.
Well, you know, it's interesting because, you know, and I think Jess referred to it, you know, the goal on the championships here is the championships, whether it be the Olympics or the World Championships. And a lot of times your Nations Cup results go down because you're trying new combinations, you're trying to wait and be patient and peak horses at the right moment. So sometimes particularly supporters get a little uppity at a lack of results in the weekly Nations Cups, and then it's all okay if you pull it off at the championships. If you don't pull it off at the championships, it's a bum year, and where's the funding coming from? But you know, we believe in our system on championship years, particularly the Olympics. I think it's worked very well. So this year, you know, probably not going to see quite the same results in the Nations Cups as last year, being a non-championship year for us. But our goal is the World Championships, and you know, that's where the focus has to remain.
And Nikki, from your side of things, I was at the Canadian fundraiser the other day as well for the team. It's got a wonderful, friendly atmosphere to it. Everybody's behind you there. I mean, it was a room full of people that were just so strong on it.
Yeah, we obviously wouldn't have the depth that probably the Americans and Irish do for that, but you know, Canadians are known to being nice and very supportive, and I think that exemplified that at our fundraiser we had the other night. And it was great to have so many people from home escape the cold, come down, and they're all here to support this week. So as a rider, it means a lot.
And it was wonderful to see Gail Greenough was there, who was the winner of the 86 World Championship.
Yes,
the Canadian First Lady winner of the championship.
Yeah, she had a wonderful, inspiring speech, and saw her at the ring today, so it's great to have her support here too.
Yeah, we'll try and catch up with her during the week. Jess, Team Ireland, you've been on the teams, you've been and done it, you've brought home medals from championships. How does this feel different for you now, and how is the pressure for you now? Because you're in the difficult situation of there's only so much you can do about it.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi LLN was the first big one, and it was great, the pressure. It's like Mclain says, it's killing you, but you love it.
How different was it?
It was a different position, because obviously what is your job as chef? Your job is to make it easier for the riders. Your job is to help the riders to do their best and to lead them and to guide them. And I think that's it's for sure it's an active role, but it's also a passive role. You've got to let the riders get on with it and do it. But I think it went very well there, and I've been lucky to be here the whole time. So I've been able to meet a lot of the riders who are out here, watch them on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, also see them working their horses, understand a little bit who the horses are, their personalities, and that's been great fun. And at the moment, for me, it's really a learning curve. Obviously, I have to learn very, very quickly because there's no time. So it's good to be out here and do that. But it's very, the excitement before the competition is the same butterflies in the stomach. It's the same, why? You know, I could be sitting on the sofa watching it. I could be commentating on the competition instead of being active, but it's great. And the emotion when it goes well for a horse and rider, of course, it goes deep. So it's a very nice role for me at this stage in my career.
And it gives you the sort of similar feeling, like Mclain saying, I mean, who knows one day what he'll do, but you know, you can still stay in the hunt while being a different part of it. And as you say, for you, you've got an interesting situation. You've got someone like Keno O'Connor that's jumped and won like 200 jumped on like 200 Nations Cups now. What advice do you give? And then you've got younger riders of where do you put that?
Yeah, but I think it works. The synergy works very well with the horses and riders because different people need different things, and that's what it's about at this stage. Learning what everybody needs. You know, some people need to go through the course when they've walked the course. Others just need a word when they're going into the ring. And also sometimes others need just watching and saying, oh, I've seen this or I've seen that. And sometimes you just say nothing and let them get on with it. And it's very much just knowing when to feel and when to do the right thing and try to make things easy for the riders. You know, it's also on Cup Day, it can get a little bit stressy in the warm-up, so I want to try and make sure that that's a quiet place. I don't want a stressy warm-up.
You looking forward to it?
I can't wait.
Mclain, how are you feeling about taking on these guys?
Well, you know, it's always a challenge. Like I said, I'm shocked the Irish have only won this 5 times here because it feels like 15. Maybe it's just the tiki cut. I don't know.
They're nearly always on the podium, I'll give them that.
Yeah, and the tiki hut for sure.
Yeah. The Irish Embassy on the side.
The Irish Embassy, exactly. But, you know, yeah, we love the competition. We love the fact, I'm proud as an American that both the Canadians, our close neighbor, and Irish, which, you know, most of us came from there at some point, including my entire family, have made this their second home. And I would say there's many an Irish rider would say that show jump in the United States has been the catalyst to their career. So that's a proud thing that environment is here. I think it's going to be great competition, and you know, I hope I deliver from my end of the bargain.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'm never as sure as you are from the outside. So, you know, that's the nature. That's the nature of it, right? I mean, that's what keeps driving you. So.
Nikki, how are you in this situation? Because you've done a few Nations Cups now. You've been on some winning ones
not quite as many as these two, but I think I'm more of a relaxed person day to day, so I actually love the pressure of a Nations Cup, and I was trying to gear my schedule that I really focus the horses towards that. So I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, I feel the pressure immensely because it's not just you jumping. But at the same time, as an individual sport that you travel alone to all these shows, it's so much fun to be at a show during the week where you're watching your teammates go always and you have that support. So pressure is a privilege, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Does having the team around you make you more relaxed or a little bit more nervous that you've got to deliver for the team, or the fact I've got a group around me?
Yeah, I think it's exciting that there's pressure from them, but also that you have their support too. So a bit of both.
Excellent. Well, good luck to all 3 of you this week. Like I say, the last 3 years it's been Canada, Ireland, US. You've got some other teams in there. There are 8 teams competing, so I'm going to be sitting neutrally on the fence for a minute here. But good luck to you all. I hope it all goes well. In fact, US have won for the last couple of years as well, so that's been great results in there too. And we're going to be looking forward to the Nations Cup. Before we get to all of that, though, let's just have a little rundown of what has been happening around the showgrounds. We've got lots of our leaderboards of who is what and where after great success over the last few weeks. We're into week 8. So 9 weeks deep, if that makes sense, into the Winter Equestrian Festival. So let's take a look at our leaderboards of who is topping what. Let's start with the leading lady award. Martha Jolicoeur is the one behind that. Thank you very much for sponsoring that. Lee Keenan is still leading the way there, ahead of Nina Malavey and Natalie Dean. That's going to be a hard-fought battle towards the close end of the season. Nina has been climbing up there as well. Taking a look at our leading international rider. Now, we might have had some changes around here. Richie Vogel staying at the top. 207,000 just over Mclain. You're now making a jump up there to 5th after that success too. And there we are, Bertram Allen, Mark Blumen, Shane Sweetnam showing his consistency once again in winning so far, thanks to Mike Smith, who kindly brings us that as well with his generous sponsorship, $25,000 to the winner at the end of the season as well. Rushy Marsh, Don Little Masters as well. for those in the future of their careers. It is looking like this, and Bonnie is still at the top after success last Sunday with Locato. I was there witnessing that one. Blythe Masters in second, and Jean Reid make up the top three so far. MS 150 series. Erin Ballard at the top of that. Mark Blumen again features strongly here in second at the moment on that. That culminates on to week 11 as well. Nyan Nasser in the top three, and then Keane O'Connor and Mclain Ward locked in fourth place at the moment. And then back this week as well is the Brain Juice U25 Grand Prix Series semi-final this week. That's going to be on Friday night, so make sure you join us for that. Campbell Brown, who won the first Grand Prix, still at the top of the leaderboard. Elise Stevens there in second. Alex Alston, who won the Grand Prix here on the grass, sitting in third. Ava Fisherman, equal third there in fourth. Cassidy Rain making up the top five. So that's how the U25 series looks right now. Looking forward to seeing that one, to say, on Friday night too. Good luck to all of those. They're going to be under the lights. And Mclain, again, that has been very important, not just for the US team, but for the youth teams coming through. Richie Vogel and all sorts of people came through that U25 series. Maybe your kids one day, who knows?
Yeah, I think that's on the horizon. I mean, we hope, right? They're very enthusiastic, and it's a great series. You know, it's very international here, which is wonderful to see, and it's a high level.
Yeah.
And it has a great deal of importance in these events. So I think it really prepares these young riders for what's going to come here on Saturday nights in the future.
Well, maybe the Ward name back up there.
Absolutely, I got two ferocious young ladies. You know, so.
Looking forward to that. What can you enjoy seeing this week? Let's give you a quick rundown of what classes are taking place this week as well. Just to remind you of how Nations Cup week here, how will play out. Let's take a little look at this list. And we've also got Dressage coming up this week as well, just to remind me of that. Grand Prix Special is on Friday. Friday also sees the knockouts for the Palm Beach Derby, the final there. Good luck to them in that, however that works. And then on Friday, it is the Grand Prix Freestyle into the evening as well. Of course, Friday night lights over at Dressage as well is always exciting, and especially last week. Through WEF, through jumping, Thursday, we've actually got a night class in the warm-up tonight as well in the International Arena. But Thursday, tomorrow morning, we're back 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, local time, $32,000 adequate WEF Challenge Cup round 8. Friday, Speed Classic as well for also a ranking class. Friday, as I say, evening is going to be the Brain Juice U25 semi-final. Saturday morning, well, probably just into the afternoon, around about noon, $50,000 MS National Grand Prix, and at the evening, early evening, this time around, for the 2 rounds of the $150,000 Nations Cup presented by Florida Coast Equipment. And finally on Sunday is the $200,000 JTWG Nations Cup Grand Prix as well. Looking forward to all of that. You can get in touch with us, WEF Weekly at wellingtoninternational.com as well. Thank you. Good luck to all three of you. Jess, in your new role as well. This is your second outing now, isn't it? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank
See
you.
what happens.
My second outing also.
We've got this
Rookie.
new boy. New boy is going to be out
Someday.
after his success last night. Congratulations on winning the Grand Prix as well. Good luck to the home team here, and good luck to the Canadians
Thank
as
you
well.
very
Good
much.
battle coming up. 2023, you jumped off against the US. Canada won, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Revenge time. Good luck to all. Thank you very much to our supporting sponsors throughout the whole of the Winter Equestrian Festival and here as well. Our thanks to USCF Network as well, who bring us our streaming each week here, and a huge support to us from the USCF. And also our live stream in part with support from the US Equestrian Federation and USCF Network as well. And Florida Coast Equipment are presenting sponsors this week too. And they created Kubota's Winner's Circle Tractor Package 2, designed exclusively for riders who expect uncompromising power, precision and performance, because every seasoned equestrian knows it has to be a Kubota as well. And to Dodd Technologies that bring us our streaming each week too. Engineering extraordinary experiences since 1983. Discover how to elevate your sports, entertainment and corporate events at doddtechnologies.com. And of course, our presenting sponsor of WEF Weekly as well, to LeMieux too as well. Worn by the best. You can head to their website, LeMieux.com, and they lead the way in saddle pad innovation, comfort, performance and style, trusted by top riders worldwide. My thanks to having a whole group of top riders and stars here this week, once again as part of WEF Weekly. They're going to be on show under the lights for this week's Nations Cup. Join us for that, for the Battle of the Nations. 8 teams all in action here on Saturday. It'll be a little bit earlier than normal because we go into the first round, I think around about 6ish on to Saturday as well. So join us for that, and then of course round 2 well into the evening. So lots to look forward to there. Who will be your winning team? Get your flags ready and get ready to support whichever nation you're supporting here. We wish them all the very best of luck. We'll see you on Saturday night. See you now from WEF Weekly. Thank you and good night.